Here we are, live tonight. It's almost about 8:30. We got some toadies on. I'm chilling with you tonight, night before the election eve, and it's pretty exciting. And I'm enjoying the process of what this lead into, and totally up in the air of how this thing is going to play out. I made my thoughts known this afternoon. I thought, I thought the evidence and, being more of a logical person, seeing that is telling me Biden's going to win. So, I keep on thinking that, but that might be just me gotten under their spell. Like, that misinformation, the gaslighting, constantly telling you he's down, he's down, he's down. And it's happened before. And then again, I'm thinking, boy, there is a lot of people out there pro-Trump and all the rallies. If they go to these rallies at night, and put themselves through all that, they're going to go out and vote too. And for everybody out there, there's probably 10 others. So if you do the multiplication type of thing, saying one person represents maybe 10 people, boy, Trump has a lot of people willing to step out. But then again, are the Trump supporters the silent majority? And that's I think that's true. I think that's true. I think all these social issues and stuff are getting all the press, all the media, everything that comes along with that, and it's just out there. So of course it seems like everything's hell to pay. Oh, today's Monday Night Football. Jets and Giants? Or no, we get to see if the Giants are playing as bad as the Jets tonight. All right, so I'm doing a little video. Just going to go over some things on the Rockbot, and then some other thoughts, and kind of get prepared for the show tomorrow. That's one thing I want to do, announce we are going to do a special election show tomorrow. Throughout the day, into the evening, probably till about 12:30 at night. We'll have live maps and stuff. I want to get that. We're going to have a lot of, people calling in, and I know I have a couple people stopping by the office. It should be fun. I'm sure we'll be shut down by 10:30. They shut down the bridge here in Nyack, Tappan Zee, or they call it the Mario Cuomo Bridge, but no one here calls it Mario Cuomo Bridge. It's the Tappan Zee.
Order submitted.
1 minute by divergence.
Where's the
order filled? Order submitted. Order submitted.
That was fast
Order
drop.
submitted.
Hold on, let
order
me switch
filled.
over there. It's a fast
Order
drop
canceled.
there.
Order canceled.
Market's dropping here kind of fast. Let me just get, yeah, there it is right there. So we had a drop in AUPH after hours. Their trial for their dry eyes, Audrey trial, failed to meet its endpoint, and it dropped. It was down to 13. It bounced back up. It's right around 14, but that sucked. A lot of people still holding out for a buyout on this one, saying that the lupus drug is where the money is and stuff. But any dropping in price. I have a lot of calls on this, so I'm going to feel it tomorrow. Well, that's what happens when you hold stocks.
Order submitted.
Hold something
1
that
minute by
has that type of news.
Order filled.
All right, so
order submitted.
Here's a pretty
Order
decent
submitted.
candle.
Order
You can see the
submitted.
cross back up over on the divergence there. Look at the you heard the divergence coming in. And there's the bot here taking that divergence. And you can see it's a nice one. It has a combination of a couple of things working for you. You have the 200 period moving average touch, a reversal candle, I should be pointing over here for you to see it. The 5 minute is still negative slightly, but it's a decent little. I don't know how the volume came in a little there too. It's nothing. I'll let it play out here. It's a pretty big move, though. You know, it's about a 4-point move. That's how these things can move overnight, too. You know, you can get fast moves. I wonder if this thing reset. When I track this, it should reset. This is how it ended. I don't know if it reset for the new day or not, but this is how it ended today. Each of the, I usually reset them in the morning. But that 1 minute buy came alive, and the 5 minute, like I said, is the best one. That's what I want to talk about tonight. I want to talk about that 5 minute. I was
Order
just showing you
filled.
this. There it is. Thunderbird 5 minute buy. This is trading the 5 MESs. 5 MESs, just looking for 4 ticks and a trailing stop, a break-even trailing stop. Pulled in at 195, and then the short brought in 50, and it might have been up to you know. Again, this is this for each one. I mean, but it's 5 MES basically, so $250 worth of. It's a half of the ES contract. The 1 minute buy came alive with $150.
Order filled. Order canceled.
And that's based right on that. That's right on the divergence there. So we just had another divergence and another trigger there, just like that, and it just took profits again. And it's going to just add up. There it goes. All right, so but I want to talk about that 5 minute setup. The 5 minute setup is really outperforming everything. I've been seeing how well it's been working. Looking at, testing some different strategies, more with the options, like the weekly SPY calls and puts on these 5 minute setups. They give you enough, it gives you a big enough move on the 5 minute time frame to really start to see, a gain on the options, which is could be significant. And I'm talking a gain is usually about 30%, 30% and higher. All right, so let me switch back over here. So I was just going through another announcement other than the election announcement. We're going to be doing an election show. Just bringing this up here. I fixed the Rambot. Now the Rambot is one of our first divergence indicators here in Day Trading Radio. If you look at the, and this usually goes out for more people. The more experienced members and older members definitely would know all this stuff. So I always kind of repeat it just so we could. I gotta take that. I gotta take that off. So when you log in, So right down here, without, I have it really stretched out here. You can't really say too much. That's where the Rambot was. So original divergence indicator. It'll give me a buy and sell signals. And, I was messing with it because it also gives me a gong. And sometimes that gong becomes kind of annoying on the thing. So I was trying to turn off the gong and ended up turning off the alert, and I kind of realized it did it, but I wasn't 100% sure. And then someone was kind of asking for it, and then more people were asking for it, and we realized how popular people use the Rambot. And so I fixed it today. So I put it back. I found what my error was. I took something away. I deleted the alert. I had to reinstall it and stuff, and so I have the 5 minute up. Divergence back up here. But that's where they'll show up. Right now it's blank, but you'll see lines there, alert lines coming through. So this was this is actually my 5 minute Rambot signal, and I use this on TC2000. TC2000 is another charting program I use, and I enabled it back up, and it gives you these little things. What you're seeing on my chart, but this is like a different view to it, so it looks kind of cool because you can really pinpoint where those divergence signals came in, and what they give you that spike. It's almost like a seismograph. When it hits an area that you got to be looking at divergence, it'll give you that spike. Now, easy to look back and see, how generally the condition was, and did it move up from there, and stuff like that. So I don't really use this side of the chart. I always use the other chart. So I'm curious to look at it. And look at that. So here again, here's a divergence, and right here on the low, and then it had a nice move. So what I was going to say is, when we see these divergences, at this point right here, this is a move from about, I don't know if I could put in a crosshair here or not. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Oh, so this has that. Oh, all right. Well, trend line here. It's 24 S&P points. 24 S&P points from there to there. That's pretty. That's within 2-hour period here. So something like that. If I could overlay the what time? What's that? I'm doing this kind of on the fly. This is October 22nd, but I'll get back to that example. We'll make a new example that's easier. But each time we have that, you want to look at the underlying options on the SPY or on the preferably the SPY, close to in the money, weekly options that are pretty cheap, and you get a nice percentage move in the direction of the divergence. That's what I would be using the 5-minute signal for. And the 5-minute signal combined with the Rockbot is great because that Rockbot has been unstoppable. And it's easy to get that first, I didn't even optimize it, and it's really nailing everything. And it's not really even, I didn't even really optimize it in a way where I even gave it more running room. I think I could have got bigger gains out of it. But the percentage of wins is also that's very impressive. But I won't know the full potential on how long it would be, because you have to really take each scenario, put it into the computer, and let it run the results and back test everything, and then spit out the best combination. But right now I'm on a great combination, so I want to share that with you again, make sure everyone's on board. And I'm just looking at this for the first time. I'm just, because I'm just turned it on. It was left here. It looks like there was a little divergence, but I would say that failed. I moved down underneath that. Here we had a couple in a row. I'd say each one of these. This is not a bad one. I would say that's a good divergence. This is definitely a good divergence. This one here is a okay divergence. One before, it was a little crowded there, and this one looks like a nice one. And again, these are very, that was a good one. Look at these two. Even that little pullback, he gave a nice divergence. And this is again, this is on the 5-minute time frame. So these are what the Rambot's going to give you. When you hear the Rambot, that's just, that's what it's representing. It's representing a divergence. So you can see what the internal, what we're looking at on the Rambot. You usually have a nice pop. If not, remember, this is a 5-minute these are 5-minute candles. So you get the alert, and then usually you have 5, 10, 15, 20, maybe 20 minutes of chopping around. Maybe it doesn't go up that far, but it probably does get enough to give you that first profit. And then if you have a tight stop on it, there's no threat. You'll see that work good on the Rockbot. So that's I fixed that. That's going to be back running. Hopefully tomorrow. I told Paul to watch for it. If anybody sees it, let me know, because that will tell me it's working again. So the other thing I wanted to show you is this. Let's see if I can bring this over. This is the 5-minute. All right. This is the 5-minute divergence long. I didn't put the sell side on this. I wanted to concentrate on the 5-minute because it was working so good, and I just left it as it was. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go out a while. Let's just go way out here to about maybe 20 divergences out there. Couple days, few days here. All right, we'll just say there. You go anywhere. All of them. All of them. So just randomly, I'm just going to start here. And again, divergence comes in, and this is hard. This is set to the 5-minute divergence, Thunderbird 5-minute divergence. Now what happens is it automatically takes the trade when the divergence next candle opens. After the divergence signal, it takes it. Now that could be sometimes at the top of if there's a huge candle here. Could cause an issue, a rare occurrence, if you know what I mean. Just we got to watch the range of the candles, but it doesn't seem to be affecting it, at all. But once you have that divergence, you have that low and that lower low and that higher low, and it triggers the divergence and it gets in. That one candle could automatically take you out of the trade. It moves the break-even stop up, and then the choppiness, takes you out. So you're actually trying to get that one divergence and a follow-through candle. It's going to give you that 4 ticks real fast. Break even, stop. If it does run, it runs. That's great. In some cases, you'll see that. But the majority of the time, it just takes it out like that. Now, how do you approach that? Here's another. Here's the next divergence comes in. Boom. Boom. First profit hit. Trailing stop comes up. No. And these don't just show up here. They're not just showing up. Now, this one... That's, it's very crowded. Can't really tell. 5-minute divergence. First profit taken. Trailing stop. Divergence long. Trailing stop. It might have. I don't know if that was failed or not. It is a little choppy there. This one didn't work. It can't. It was too big of a candle. And this one did work. So on occasion that will happen like that. Here's one, a 5-minute divergence long, and it basically just took a while, but then got to hit its target. Trailing stop came up, locked it in. This one failed. This looks like there was some selling, and that was European Open. And that's another thing to consider is, eventually having a timer. I think you could actually do that on your own platforms. Is kind of automate what time you want it to run at. In some cases you don't want it to run at 9:30 because of the chop, or at 3:30, 3 o'clock to 3. When the European markets open, sometimes the Asian markets will give us that type of volatility. It's not. It's only human. It can. Let's see here. Trying to close this up a little so we get a better look at it there. So I'm just waiting, and boom, bang, boom. 5-minute divergence. First profit, second profit taken. First profit. So both of those worked out. And again, that's really hard to take because you have to be fast. The automation of it, it went up higher. I mean, it did go higher on that. And again, look at this. This was like pretty 91, and the high was up here at 99. 8 points. Sometimes 8 points. Nice movement. But remember, this is a 5-minute candle. 5 minutes. It's chopping around there, but the odds are it's going to get a little follow through. You get that four ticks. Same thing here. Hit it once, and then it hit it again for 1, 2. First profit, second profit. The first one looks like maybe it did stop out. That was that big candle. I don't know though. Or maybe it was here. Yes, it was. Oh, you know, I know what the issue was on this. This was a divergence low. It was a big candle. Yeah, this one's really nice. And then taking profits on the way up. First profit on the way up. First profit on the way up. This one has first and second target. This was a really great one. I mean, imagine that. Look at that. Boom, bang. I could even tighten this up. I think I can actually make this a little bit faster. Look at these. It's nailing these. That was a great one right there. How do you predict something like that? No, it's not. It's seen the change in momentum. The internal stochastics here really measuring out the change, even though the candle's not complete. It might be a down candle, but we're able to read that, and that's a great thing. And then you get the explosive move. But each one of these is showing you that. Why here? Was there divergence? Why did we get that big move after we had a perfect divergence? Why did we have a nice move here? Why do we have a nice move here? So you build your platform, your business around this. Identify your. I gave you a great tool to use, and you could make it your own. You could adjust it any way you want. You could have different trailing stops in. You can have. More contracts and different parameters. You could, optimize it, back test it. But this is good. This combination right here, it sounds kind of like BS with the four ticks, but it's working really well on this, and it gets the follow through too. If there's a follow through, and I haven't given it, I have a very tight follow up. I should give it another 4 ticks. And see if it stays in some of these trades for even bigger amounts. I could actually program it in, and then we can take a look at it. But I feel very comfortable in this and trading the MES and just letting it run overnight. Because it's really, it's such a tight stop, and it's so accurate on predicting. And if you could just catch you could give it a little bit more room. Maybe hold that. Maybe just kind of hold the trailing, divergence low candle, and keeping one there. Looking for some kind of home run. Same thing here. 5-minute long, first profit taken. Trailing stop moved up. Trailing stop at 52, and lots of times that trailing stop is going to come up and take. If this moved up a higher, it's going to be 1 tick higher. It's not a loss when it says stop here. So, that guy's got another point on the trailing stop. Just because it stopped out, it's because the trailing stop is so tight. This one, if you don't see a profit, then the trailing stop came in first. Oh, look at this thing. This thing went to war here. Oh my God, look at that. Well, this is all. Well, this is not. Is this today? This might have been today too. Yeah, look at this. This I think was today. Man, it was like a machine gun going off here. And I bet you these are all profitable too. I think I remember seeing this. Check this out. Oh my God. Racist attack dogs, he just said. Divergence long. Second profit. So went up to second profits on these two. Second profits, profits in the trailing stops. Trailing stop here was 33.07, where the original long was 3,300. And this one, it looks like it popped and then came back to the trailing stop. Or actually, they both had the same. Took the same trade over and over again. Same thing here, 5-minute divergence. There it is. It gained another 50 cents. just nailing it. That's it. That's where we are right now, up to date. You can see that is working great. So I want to keep this running in the lower part of the Rockbot channel. And when you see it move here, I want to just, again, go into this. Let's take this as an example. You get a good 5-minute divergence on a steep sell-off going in at 2 o'clock. What are we going to do? This is what I'm talking about. This is the example that I'm talking about right now. Any way you want to do it, you probably have a faster way of doing it. I'm just going to break it down so you understand what I'm doing. So I'm looking at, what am I going to trade there? I could trade the of course I could trade the MES or anything that surrounds itself with the S&P 500. But the example I wanted to show you, just in case you don't trade futures and you say, what can I do with the signals, the bots and stuff? Well, you could trade the the options on these index ETFs, like the SPY options. And I want to show you just the type of return you could get on these. And that's going to be it. Let me see. So I should have this all set up, but I don't have it all set up, so you have to just deal with it. I'm trying to get a good visual. I'll show you prices and stuff. I might have to set it up a bit. Let's see here. Let's take a look at SPY. All right. So wow, look at the overnight trade here. It's actually been trending up all night. I mean, the market is up 16 points, but the SPY has been trending up really nice. All right, so this is an area where we got the 5-minute alert, and you can see it here. It's actually on this chart too. You see this right here? These two signals. That's a nice. That's a 1 minute, because on the 1 minute chart, that's a 1 minute dual divergence. It's a very powerful. It's a good divergence, but combined with the 5 minute makes it a dual divergence setup, a dual time frame divergence, which you can't get, that's what you're really striving for. So if you happen to be on there, you see both, you see a divergence on the S&P, the futures, you see a divergence on the cash here, on the ETF, on the 1 minute, you got to be taking that trade. And the trade you want to look at, again, or one of the trades, if I can remember how to get to it, like I said, I apologize. So I want to bring up my option chain, see if it works. This was today. Price was around, at the time of the divergence, it was under 128, so we'll call it 127 and change, just for argument's sake and just example's sake. All right, tomorrow is the 4th. I'm just going to use it for tomorrow. All right, and we're just going to use it for tomorrow because it probably wouldn't be holding this. And let's be more realistic on it now. Are they putting fencing around the White House? That's what they're announcing. This is such a great... Well, where are they putting fencing up? Oh, this is down in Manhattan or something. Somewhere. I don't know. All right. Oh, it'll be 128 I would be looking at. 128, 127 and a half. So probably look at the we'll just say the 128s. I want to take whatever is closest to the price. So, all right, so we're going to take that, I think. There we go. Good. All right, if you could see it underneath, here's our divergence. And how much is that option going to cost you at that time? The 328 calls at that time right here are. Where's my thing? I don't have a up. Where's my pointer? So it was 85 cents. So 85 cents per contract. So you let's say we get 10 contracts or whatever. So, and then the move from that divergence. And again, it's not going to say this is. I mean, I'm going to say this is going to happen all the time. I mean, you're going to get a good move when you have a good setup, and it does move. Why can't I get my line going here? No, that's not what I wanted. Don't leave the line. I keep on telling people that they're gonna be kidnapped off the line. Crazy. What's going on? Trying to find. I'm supposed to have like that, but it's not giving me that. Oh, there it is. Finally. All right. All right. So we'll just we'll go to right to this level right here. So we're holding on to it for an hour. Let's just hold on to it for an hour. For an hour. Let's start over here. We'll just to about 3 o'clock. Oh, you're holding that for an hour. So you got a 0.74% move on that. 2.5 points on the spot. Nice. That equals, again, that's $329 a share, and you got 0.74% move on that signal. So you're probably not trading the SPY on that. You buy those options that are close to the price, expiring, 85 cents. You go to 3 o'clock here, and you're up 152%. I went up $1.30, $1.30 off of that. 152% move. Sorry, you can't even see it on the. You don't even see it here. I'll move it over. Maybe you can see it. Did it show up on the side there? It didn't even show up on the side. I got to bring it over more. Here we go. Again, from this level up, even take the high, but just 3 o'clock, it's even enough. 0.76%, 0.72%, something like that. And from here, same time frame, 152.94, 153% move on an 85 cent. You take that trade every single day. So that's the type of moves you get on those divergences. Nice divergence. Here's a nice divergence. I think it came up on the. This is different from the Rockbot. This is the divergence that works with the Rambot. This was the first divergence indicator I put out with the thing, and it helped. I get the Rambot on my chart here, where you get it on the platform there, so I could see where these divergences are coming in and stuff, and I kind of call them live there. And the time frame too is important on these. You get a nice divergence in the morning, or a nice divergence where everything else is lining up. On a trend line. You can apply any of this. This is the market right now, up 19 points, and it started with a 5-minute divergence. Damn, 19 points. Chris Cuomo's on.
we're not going to know the actual impact for some time. So please, if you listen to nothing else that I say, ignore the noise. Focus on polls. And not just because it rhymes, but because that's all you will be able to control. A lot is going to be coming at you, especially
Chris Cuomo here talking on here, trying to be all like he's calming the nation down. Everyone, please just calm down. There might be violence in the street.
trying to suppress votes and rely on lawyers and judges to control an election. But are you really surprised as we look at live pictures
This is gonna be crazy tomorrow. Well, tomorrow we have that show. I want to get this video out, just an update. I tell you, the market looks good. I mean, what if we open up 100 points higher tomorrow? That'd be incredible. What is that telling everyone? What is that telling us if the market opens up 100 points tomorrow? I'm talking the S&P, like just a crazy rally in the S&P. We know that the Dow could be up 300 points in the morning. It's go time. Cuomo saying it's go time. Assemble.
how many voted, where, and why. But what we know right now, as a matter of law and fact, is that all votes that are made in time are legitimate, meaning legal, meaning
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how they're counting them and who has them, and are they has someone put them in already to compute it, or they not even opened up the envelope until election day? You know what I'm saying? I mean, isn't there? Why would you do? Like, wouldn't you process the vote and just put it in the system, and to be counted on election day? As it comes in, open it up, feed into the system. It shreds, it goes in and it's gone. You don't even have any, what are they doing? They marking this stuff down? Oh, here's Mary Ann. She mark her down, how are they doing this? Fro, is that worth listening to?
it will also induce violence in the streets. Something must be done. But how about trying to quell the violence? How about trying to say that would be wrong, that would be bad? How about being a leader instead of somebody?
Oh, man, they're going full tilt after Trump here, saying that Trump's inciting riots.
Trump is doing what he does best, doing what he thinks is his best interest, inciting violence because the court is allowing legal votes to be counted. And in just a horrible reflection of where we are, Twitter has just flagged the president's tweet. Think about that. Our president flagged for trying to undermine democracy.
So the president just got got Twitter jail right now? Cuomo? Cuomo just announcing that? President Trump on the night of the election is in Twitter jail? They can't say it can't be. It can't be.
Trump is focused on the lead. Biden on the
He's in the slammer.